The Atlantic was calm, deceptively calm, when the RMS Poseidon began her final voyage. A cruise liner built to be unsinkable, she glittered under the starlight like a palace adrift in the dark. Among the 1,000 passengers and crew was Captain Nathaniel Keanu Reeves, a decorated naval officer who had traded warships for luxury liners in search of peace. But peace was never meant for him. The story opens with Cross watching the horizon from the bridge, haunted by memories of his wife's death at sea years ago. Though admired by his crew for his stoic command, his heart is a wreck beneath the surface. The Poseidon represents both his livelihood and his curse, the ocean that had taken everything from him. On New Year's Eve, as passengers celebrate below decks, a massive undersea quake triggers a rogue wave, a towering wall of water blacker than the night. Cross spots it too late. The wave strikes. In one catastrophic roar, the ship is rolled onto its side like a toy, chandeliers shattering, corridors flooding, screams swallowed by steel and salt. Cross awakens in the wreckage of the inverted ballroom, injured but alive. Around him, survivors cry out, a young engineer, a widowed mother and her son, a cynical gambler, and a priest whose faith is crumbling. Each looks to him for leadership. Cross resists, he wants no responsibility, but the ocean gives no choice. Follow me, he says, the words gravel in his throat. What follows is a brutal odyssey through the overturned labyrinth of the Poseidon. Hallways that once led upward now plunge downward, elevators hang like coffins. At every turn, water surges in, hissing and devouring. The group climbs through air shafts, crawls across ceilings that were once floors, and battles fire, darkness, and their own fear. Cross becomes their anchor. Where others panic, he remains calm, calculating every path, willing to sacrifice himself for the group. Yet beneath that resolve, his grief gnaws. Saving these strangers feels like a second chance he doesn't deserve. When the survivors reach the engine room, their only path to the hull breach that might lead to freedom, it's nearly submerged. The engineer volunteers to dive but falters. Cross takes the plunge instead, fighting against currents and his own failing strength. In the drowning silence, he envisions his late wife reaching out, not as an accusation but as a farewell. He pushes the release valve, blasting open their escape route, but the flood drags him down. The others escape through the rupture, surfacing into the dawn. Helicopters circle above, rescue teams pulling the survivors from the wreckage. They cry for Cross, but only the ocean answers. The final scene, from beneath the waves, the Poseidon sinks into darkness, carrying its dead captain. The ocean swallows him, but the light on the horizon grows. The survivors live because of him, and in their stories, Nathaniel Cross will rise again.